Well, 2023 is a wrap, and it was a pretty interesting year in terms of the audio and music making tools that were released. Let's get into my picks for the best and worst of 2023. Teenage Engineering KO2. This one is a total no-brainer. Super smart marketing paired with a brilliant design made the KO2 an instant hit. Released the day before Thanksgiving, the KO2 is still out of stock everywhere, and where I could find available dates, the estimated wait is end of January?
Yeah. Did you get that memo?
A seemingly high percentage of shipped broken units, and mostly poor communication and lack of damage control on TE's part through November and December, however, mean that Teenage Engineering knocked itself out in the first round. Interesting choice of cover art. My own unit arrived broken in more ways than one, but even after playing around with a partly working unit, the appeal of the KO2 is real. First, it's pretty easy to figure out. I was able to understand the workflow, make some simple scenes, and use the live FX options in around an hour. That's pretty quick, and I bet it beats the learning curve on higher priced samplers like the 404 and Deluge. Second, it sounds great. Third, the design and form factor are really top notch. This sits next to my keyboard and is a pretty sexy addition to my setup. Finally, it appears that TE is working on several key improvements to the device, including resampling, which is huge, and some other workflow type features. All this combined make the KO2 a desirable piece of kit for a large swath of musicians like me, who maybe don't want to spend months figuring out a new instrument and just want to have fun making music. I'm hoping that TE has resolved the multitude of issues with broken units and poor quality control. But there is very little information regarding it online. Supposedly the broken faders are the result of a shipping problem, which could be true. My own unit came in a box that didn't appear to be damaged, but on closer inspection, I found a tear in the bottom corner of the cardboard packaging and some slight indentations on the thick paper cover piece. So it is plausible that units sitting on the bottom of a cargo container on a rough ocean voyage got damaged. At the end of the day, it's a great product, but one with enough significant issues to win both the Best and Worst of award for the year.
Suck! Do something!
Number 3, Solaris. Solaris gets our pick in the number 3 spot for one of the best shimmer reverbs you can own, either paid or free. We paired it against Valhalla's shimmer reverb in a video, and it provides a different sounding shimmer that's both a bit more aggressive and potentially more versatile as well. Sadly, it's not available for Mac users, but Windows users can get it at the link in the description. Number 2, Valhalla Supermassive. Valhalla continues to impress with their Supermassive masterpiece. This year, it got another update to version 3.0 with new Leo and Virgo modes, which now means it has 20 modes. That's impressive for a paid plugin. To top it off, it sounds fantastic, and I often use it to make an OK sample or VST sound like it came out of a Ferrari factory. Number 1, Freesound.org website. This one's a little out of the box, but hear me out. Freesound has been around for a while now, and they have slowly made some very important minor improvements to their site that make it really easy to use. First, checking out and downloading samples is super easy. Information regarding the samples is helpful and concise, and finally, the copyright information is also right on the download page, so you know whether or not you need to give credit. The displayed waveforms with great color coding and easy-to-see amplitudes is also beneficial. In essence, Freesound has really done a great job creating an easy-to-use, helpful, and informative site. The sounds cover a wide range and are great for video game production, ambient, and electronic music. With over 616,000 sounds to try out, Freesound gets our pick for the best free tool in 2023. Best and Worst. PlayBeat 3 by AudioModern. PlayBeat 3 was released late in 2022, and there is a lot to like about AudioModern's comprehensive drum machine. Its simple and easy-to-use interface, really solid sounds, its great presets, and the smart random features, which are super useful. I've only had it for a month, but it's growing on me even though I don't fully know how to use all the features. It's not without its flaws, however, and unfortunately, they are kind of significant. The export feature is really easy to use and mostly works for outputting WAV files, except that it cuts off reverb tails since it will only output one measure. And, at least in Reaper, you get an automatic fade in and fade out, which is not really useful 90% of the time. Maybe there is a way to get around some of these things, but I'm not sure. The MIDI export feature, however, is completely useless for my workflow. You would expect it to be able to export a full MIDI sequence onto your MIDI track, copy that a number of times, hit play on your DAW, and get a drum track. No, it doesn't work that way. Maybe there is a workaround for this, but even AudioModern admits that the software is not supposed to behave in that fashion. This is disappointing since pretty much every other drum machine VST I own works this way. AudioModern has stated in their forums that adding a DAW MIDI triggering feature is upcoming, so hopefully they get this addressed in a software update. Number 2 and number 1, UVI and Teletone Audio. I had trouble choosing between these two for the top spot, so I'm giving them a tie for the honors. They are also two very different plugins. Percussion Factory gets the nod for its great smart random tools, good sound, and as always with UVI products, immense number of samples and presets. It's also really fun to use. Electro gets the nod for its really warm analog tone, which is different from all the other drum machine plugins I own. I'm also a fan of the workflow, easy beat and key change tools, and the very cool live FX options it has. I'm hoping to see more drum-based products from both UVI and Teletone in 2024. Number 1, Falcon. This one is a no-brainer because the update for Falcon 3.0 is free. If this would have been a paid update, I would say that it would have been pretty solid, but middle of the road. The UVI team, however, are overachievers, so they decided to forego money in exchange for undying loyalty. With new oscillators, new effects, and a bunch of new sequencer/ARP scripts, Falcon is pretty much the top dog of the top-tier synths when it comes to outright sound design power and potential. Being able to now control other MIDI hardware and software with the dozens and dozens of different sequencers and arpeggiators should put Falcon on your to-purchase list if you don't already own it. I'm going to give 2 honorable mentions in the FX category, both from UJAM. I'm not going to nominate them for a best of because I am an affiliate for UJAM. I don't provide affiliate links, but I do get occasional free software from them. I do think these are both great products, especially if you are into sound design. I use both somewhat regularly, and I think they are very useful tools to have in your arsenal. Number 1, AudioModern Freezer. The winner in this category came as a bit of a surprise to me. This low-cost plugin is simple and a lot of fun to use. I love using glitch effects, and Freezer just delivers with a few clicks. I have not had time to dive into it much, but it's been easy to use so far, and I really like the effect it produces. I definitely need to spend some more time learning how to use it, but for the $15 or so I paid for it, it's sure been a hit. Ben's Fish-Controlled Sampler. I don't remember why I stumbled upon Ben Osterhouse's site, but I did. and I ended up buying C-Sampler. Why is C-Sampler unique? Well, it uses asteroid spaceships, fish, to control your music. It's a semi-randomization / AI technique that is really cool and produces some interesting results. It's also a lot of fun, especially at only $30. Check out my review video in the description if you want to find out more about this one. Synth Anthology 4. The title of my September video says it all. 200 synths and 4,000 presets in a sub 100 VST on sale. If you're a pro or just starting out making music with your PC or Mac, then this should be near the top of your to-purchase list. For anyone interested in buying a new or vintage hardware synth, this is a great purchase because it gives you a feel for a lot of different types of synths, the way different synthesis engines sound, and also different synth manufacturers. Most people couldn't afford to compare a Moog 1 with 3 Prophets and a couple of Oberheims, but you can do exactly that with SA4. You can also mix and match these synths with some great blending features and a host of effects to create really great sounding patches, all with an easy to use and fast workflow. Like its predecessors, version 2 and 3, I use it a lot. It's probably one of my most used synths, so it's definitely worth the purchase price. Well, that's a wrap for my picks of the best and worst of 2023. A big thank you to all my new subscribers as we grew from a super tiny, minuscule channel to a very small channel last year, and I'm excited about our prospects in 2024. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the other side of the mountain.